Excellent. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another special health focus. If you're seeing this close to the real time or live, you may be aware that we're coming up to World Tai Chi Day. And if you haven't heard of that before, it's everyone all over the world who practices Tai Chi. We have the option of going out at 10 o'clock at whatever location you are at, 10 in the morning, and doing a bit of Tai Chi just to feel a sort of unified experience of Tai Chi, that the whole world is specifically doing Tai Chi at that time. Of course, I know many of you will already be doing it every day anyway, but it's a little bit of hype. And it's quite nice to go out into the public to practice. Now, the Chinese love practicing Tai Chi in public. Here, folks are a little bit more reserved. It takes a bit of encouragement and maybe a bit of safety in numbers to feel that they're comfortable to do it. Also, the weather may or may not rain on us, but we'll give it a go. So when I share this information on WhatsApp with our group, I'll give you information. It's my Lisburn group are taking up the mantle, and we'll be meeting in Lisburn, actually at 10:30. But if you're there at 10, that's great too. In a park, it's Castle Gardens in Lisburn, to do a wee bit of Tai Chi to celebrate the day. And we'll be doing some of the things we do in this class. Open Door 5, we've done Jade Maiden Holds Pearl. We'll be looking at that, and also the 24 form. Okay, so that's that. All right, today I have brought a little helper to help me show something before we get started. This is my little doll. I was given this as a gift from a family member and a boyfriend at the time. They clubbed together to get me a wee anatomical skeleton. So this isn't a real skeleton, this is plastic, and it's not to scale. It's not meant to be a child as such, but just a smaller, well, it's you know, a smaller scale to show the human skeleton. And the reason I brought this little gentleman today is I wanted to show you a little bit of work you can do for your lymph. We mentioned lymph work last week. I'll maybe turn him so he's not looking straight at you. There we go. But I find actually working on lymph regularly is just a brilliant way to encourage your general health. If lymph is sluggish, you can end up with edema, with sort of swollen ankles maybe, or swollen body parts, and just feeling sluggish and not particularly well. So any bugs that you may have had, whether it's COVID or just a cold or anything, you know, it could be mono, which in English we call it glandular fever, anything at all. If you've had a bit of a rough time of it, it is useful to do some lymph work. And I had a cold a couple of months ago, and I noticed that my lymph is still a bit cloggy in and around my throat. So I'm just going to show you a little bit. There's so much can be done with lymph and so many ways of doing it. I've done previous videos about this, but today I brought this gentleman because I wanted to show you, do you see the spaces between the ribs here next to this breastplate or sternum? So these wee gaps between the ribs are a very useful tool for helping the lymph to drain, because the lymphatic system runs through your entire body and helps. Oops, let me let somebody in here. Yeah. So as I say, yes, your lymphatic system goes through your whole body, but it all drains into this area in the chest before it then goes into the system to finally flush it and get rid of it. So we call this the main drain here. So if we can help this area in the center of the chest to stay nice and clear, it's like unplugging a gunky drain, and it allows all of the lymph, all of the drainage systems from the rest of the body, up the arms, it goes into here, and up the legs, it goes into here. If we unclog this area, the rest of the system is just so much easier to drain. So I just wanted to show you this guy. I'm sure you have an understanding of what the human skeleton looks like. He's just fallen off his pole. Never mind. But you can see there, I can sit on my knee here, that we're wanting to get right up against this breastbone to get in between the ribs. And actually we can also work on the breastbone itself, and that can aid, as I say, the unclogging of the lymphatic system. Ladies, you may notice, I'm going to put this gentleman away here. He does have a name, but I don't think you'd approve. I did give him a tongue-in-cheek name inspired by Terry Pratchett, one of my favorite authors. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes. So this area is just a very useful place to help to shift the lymph. What is lymph? It's your waste disposal system. So it takes all of the dead blood cells that have been fighting the good fight and working hard, and all of the bits of yuck from various bugs and just various detritus, stuff that your body no longer needs, and it flushes that gunk away. And it has a high fat content in it as well. It's kind of liquid fat. So it's helping to flush out sort of excess fats from your body as well. So let's have a look on how to help to unblock this drain. There's so many different ways, but let's just look at one. We're going to rub our hands together. And just realizing we haven't saluted yet. That's important. It's nice to give a little bit of ceremony. So thank you for joining me. Good. Okay, yes, rub your hands vigorously together. This excites your energy, rubbing your hands. Can you imagine seeing someone going goody, 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 goody? Naturally, when we do this, it just gives the energy a boost, and it brings the energy more into your hands. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, you can do this different ways. You can do a 3-fingered attack. Can you do that? Thumb, first finger, and middle finger. And place your middle finger, your index finger, your first finger, against your breastbone. Thumb on one side of the breastbone and your middle finger on the other side of the breastbone. Don't worry if you don't quite get it. Just plant 3 fingers against the breastbone, and I want you to do circles. So you're actually adhering, you're sticking to the chest, and you're circling around. You're moving the flesh across the bone. Do it a couple of times and then let go and come a little bit lower, and do it again. Move the flesh around. So you're sliding over the breastbone, the sternum, and you're going into intercostal spaces, between the ribs. Good. And a wee bit lower. That costal, between the ribs. Yes. And let go, and a wee bit lower. So you're just traveling down the breastbone. Ladies, if you find that your shape is making it hard to keep that splayed position, you can narrow the position as you go down. And that's what I was going to mention. Sometimes I find, depending on the underwear that I wear, I actually get a buildup of lymph down the center of my sternum. And it's like a ridge. It's literally a ridge of edema, of swelling, of this lymph that hasn't drained, sitting in the center of my chest. Now, if you find that that's happening, I recommend you look for different underwear that's not pressing everything together and sort of stopping the lymph draining. But don't worry about it. You can work with it. You can help it to drain. It might be painful. It sometimes is for me. If I've got a edema in my chest, as I work with it, it's not comfortable, but it's good to shift. So let's try it one more time. 3 fingers. Plant it to your chest and circle, let go a wee bit lower down, circle, let go a wee bit lower down. And as I say, if the contours of your body are such, you can actually make it smaller, and that's fine. You're just wanting to move the flesh over the breastbone. Excellent. So that's one way of helping to shift the main drain. And even just doing that, it's funny, I can feel my neck is draining. So it's not just going to affect the lymph in this area, it's going to affect the lymph everywhere. especially if you follow it with some Tai Chi, where you're moving your body, which pumps the lymph around your body and pumps it towards the main drain. So let's rub again, please. And now we're going to go at it at a slightly different angle, and this is going to also help you breathe a little bit. And what I want you to do is find the spaces between your ribs, the places where there's soft tissue and muscle. So you're not sitting on the bone. It doesn't matter if you do sit on the bone, it won't hurt you, but we're looking for the gaps between the bones. So you press the fingers into the gaps, adhere, so you're pressing in gently, and now pull the whole lot outwards and let go. And then we do the same on the other side. We find the gaps between the ribs, press in and switch out and let go. So don't please try to do both at the same time, because what you'll end up doing is uncomfortably stretching your skin. So one at a time allows the flesh to move and you're not hurting yourself. So let's try that again. We're going to rub, and we take one side, doesn't matter which side, get between the ribs, doesn't matter which rib, if you're slightly higher, slightly lower, just get between those ribs beside the breastbone and switch out. And again on the other side, between the ribs and switch out. Good. And we're going to do that one more time. So let's rub the hands. Good. Find the breastbone. There, my buttons kind of show the center line. So if you're too far in, you'll just hit solid bone. You want to be just off the bone. Press in between the ribs and switch out. And again, between the ribs and switch out. Excellent. And relax down. So that will help you breathe, and also better breath also helps to pump the lymph better. So I hope you have enjoyed that. It's just a little bit of unclogging for the main drain. There's lots of things you can do, as I say, to help general lymph flow. One of them is brushing. You can gently use your palm. That's fine. You always start at the top towards the heart or towards the sternum and brush upwards, working down towards your extremities. Do you see what I mean? You're never brushing away from the heart. You're always brushing towards the heart, but you start at the top and you work your way down. And you can do that any and every part of the body. Very good. Now you have your main drain, which is in the center of your chest, as we've said. It's funny, it drains asymmetrically. One side, most of your body drains into one side, and actually only one half of your brain drains into the other side. It's a funny thing. We're not completely symmetrical beings. However, we can just work symmetrically, and it all goes into the same place eventually. So you have further large lymph nodes in the tops of the arms, underneath the armpits, and the tops of the legs. So you can do a little bit of patting. That's another way to just give them a stimulation. You can do, again, a sort of adhere and drag. I know it looks a bit strange. Excuse me. I'm not meaning to look overly familiar, but if you lift one arm and you take underneath your arm, adhere to the flesh, and pull down towards your belly button. Now let go, come into the middle of the armpit, adhere to the flesh, and draw in across towards the opposite breast, and let go, and come a little bit higher to the top of the armpit and drag across towards the opposite shoulder. Let's do that again. So we go to the lower part of the armpit and we draw towards the belly button, let go. In the center, draw towards the opposite breast and let go. And at the top, draw towards the opposite shoulder and let go. Very good. Now, if you've had, say, cancer and you've had lymph nodes removed, then you wouldn't draw towards that armpit. So if you don't have lymph nodes here, you can draw towards the back and down. You can do a sort of backwards down move. So contact me and I'll talk with you privately about that. So if you're concerned, if it scares you, leave it out. Never do anything that worries you, because that won't be so beneficial. Let's do it to the other side. Ready? Rub. We're going to lift the arm and take the lower part of the armpit cling to the body and pull towards the hip and let go. So notice I'm not pulling and then bringing it back up again, because that's like you're locking it up again. So we want to release it. Cling and draw towards the opposite hip. Let go. Go to the center of the armpit and pull towards the opposite breast and let go. And the top of the armpit, pull towards the opposite shoulder and let go. And by stretching the arm at different heights as you do that, you're helping to open the lymphatic system and help it flow. Good. You can do the same, something similar with the crease of the legs, but for today, I want to get into the Tai Chi. So let's do a quick stimulation for the inguinal nodes. We're going to find the crease between body and legs, and we're going to gently chop 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes. So looking at this video, not knowing what it's about, people might go, what is she doing? But even, do you notice after 3 times chopping to the inguinal nodes, you'll feel something happening. There's a little bit of a buzz where you have struck. There's a little bit of an energetic something, and that is helping the lymph to flow. Again, you can go back to gentle stroking, always starting at the top of the limb or the area, and you're working downwards, but always brushing upwards. And this is gentle work. You do not need to be pushing and dragging. If you influence your lymph, if I stand up here so that you can see, you're influencing the lymph very superficially, just gently brushing it, but actually it will also translate into a much deeper flow of lymph as well. If you think of it as a balancing act, the body is fantastic at balancing itself. So if you're stimulating it on the superficial level for the lymph, you're also stimulating it on the deep level. So no need to push. You can do this very, very gently, just soft, rhythmical, gentle strokes, and your lymph will thank you. Edema will reduce down, and you will get that detox. So when you do this work, make sure you keep your fluids up. So plenty of water, and if you feel dehydrated, remember to have a bit of isotonic something going on. So a little bit of orange juice in water, and maybe even a tiny pinch of salt. Or there's Lucozade Sport, for example. Yeah, you could use something like that. It's isotonically balanced. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get up now, please, and we will do our form facing each other, just going forwards for a couple of rounds, and then let's translate it back into the full form as it was choreographed. So a little bit of movement, please. Just making sure that your body feels ready. The movements in the form are gentle. You can use them as warm-up, which is what we're going to have to do. So that means even gentler, just start out walking your way through the form. I'd like you to go to the back of your space, please. Bring your feet together and let's take a nice deep breath. And calming down. And again, nice deep breath. Sigh the tension away. Now for a few moments, I'd just like you to breathe naturally, quietly. Ready? We're going to release belly, hips, and knees, and open to the side and into center. Well done. Breathe in, float up, and relax down. So I'm mirroring you. We're going to do a little turn to your right and scoop up to your left. Good. Let's do it again. You stay back, but I want you to make sure you're clear on what we're doing. So let's go up and down. So you do a little turn to your right to come up to your left. A little turn to your left and lifting your right toes, turning out just to the corner. Feed the weight forwards and bring the foot in. Now, I need to move. You stay where you are. Ready? We're going to step diagonally forwards. Circling down and back, relax the arms down and feed the weight forward. So we're making a bar across with the front arm, with your left arm. Relax to center and expand and bring your right side through. Raise the hand into fist, the other palm turns over and relax fist into palm. Stretch it and stamp. Good, we're going to open the fist, frame your right hip, and we come up and over, turning out the left foot and step the right hand and foot forwards. Now stay where you are. Good. Now we're going to change arms by turning slightly. Feed the weight forwards and step through. Good, and again, change. Feed the weight forwards, and it's your right hand and foot come forwards. Stay where you are. Ready? We're going to find our corner. So I want you to find your left front corner. Turning the palms. Left hand comes into a fist. Relax to center. And we're going to punch, sliding the hands on parallel lines. Good. We're going to release. The hand that was on your chest comes forwards. The hand that was in a fist scoops under. And we're going to feed the weight back and roll the palms over. Feed the weight forwards, hands up towards the ear. And screw into the front leg. Filling your hands, filling your waist, releasing your elbows down. Now it's your right hand that circles down and back. Palms face up, step back left, and stretch the palms apart. Palms face up, left hand back, draw in and step back. Stretch the palms apart. Keep going. Palms face up, draw in. Keep going. Step back left. Palms face up. Draw in. Step back right. Now you need one more step worth. So if you're running out of space, come forwards again. Ready? Turn the palms. Draw in. And we're going to step with the left toes, turning the heel in as you put the foot down. Sweep your left hand around into a chop, into a hook. Sitting, if you see that I overturn there so you can see, sitting against your buttock, and the right hand chops towards your left instep. Good, now release, slight turn to your left, bringing the hands forwards, right hand up, turning on the heel, feed forwards and step underneath yourself. Good, shift your weight into your left foot and step the right foot behind. Now, when we do it fully, we're going to step a little bit across, but for now, step behind. Put the heel down. Arms keep floating up. And relax both hands down as you relax down into your center. So now, your left palm and your left foot should be forwards. Your right palm and your right foot are back. Release the front foot and take a more comfortable step. Relax. Right hand into fist this time. Find your corner. Check your posture. Breathe and punch. So you're sliding along parallel lines. Right fist diagonally forwards, left elbow diagonally back. Now release. Let everything get smaller, and feed the weight back, and you're pressing your palms apart. So hands are over feet. We're going to turn towards the back arm, let it swing down, and we're going to feed the weight forwards and bring the right side through. Raise up into a fist and relax down. Stretch it out and stamp it down. Release, float up, relax down. Find your center. Point to the floor. Float up. Filling your right foot and close left. Excellent, well done, and recover. Little heel tap. Just going to check. Sorry, you can probably hear my phone going. Sometimes folks just can't get in to class. Yep, that's happened. I'm going to just pause the recording for a moment while I try and sort it out. Excuse me. Good. All right, so let's have a go again through the whole form. I'm going to keep coming forwards because I want you to see as clearly as you can. Feedback in the past, people say, can't see you, you're too far away. So it means I'm going to have to keep adjusting, but you will be stepping forwards. So if you can go to the back of your space, please. All right, are we ready? Lengthen up and relax down. Take a moment to calm and breathe. Press the fingers down, open. Start. Now, you're coming up and over. Allow left foot to turn out, step forwards right. And change. Good. Now I'm going to move back. You stay where you are. Ready? Prepare to punch. Punch. Right hand forwards, left hand under, circle back. Little Charleston move. Good. Right hand back. 5 steps back. Keep going. If you need more space, you probably will. Come forwards again for movement 4. Movement 5. So this is our sweep and chop. Heel in, sweep the left hand into a hook, chop right. A little bit more of a turn to the left to release and bring the arms forwards and up, feeding the weight forward step. Transfer the weight, step back, arms up. Relax down. Release the front foot and take a more comfortable step. Prepare to punch. Right hand in fist. Punch. Release and chicken opens its wings. Swing. Bring the right side through. Up. Back. Stretch it out. Stamp. Release. Now you can pause level with your waist. I've noticed the Chen family tend to pause level with the base of their body instead. So it's, do you stop above or below the dandian? It's up to you. Point to the floor, float up. Still right. Close left. Beautiful, well done, and recover. Now, let's see if we can do it once, just like that, but me not actually talking. I find it so difficult to stop once I've started, but let's do it like that. So just follow as best you can. You'll notice I keep skipping back or forwards just so that I'm in the prime spot you can see. Don't you skip unless you need the space. All right, are you ready? Deep breath. Calming down. Start. Well done, lovely. Good effort. Very nice. And recover, heel tap. So folks, you may notice if you already have some Tai Chi under your belt, if you're learning a different style, there will be certain habits that are very difficult to break. But you'll find yourself being influenced by the Tai Chi you already do. It's a bit like having an accent, you know, if you're French and you come here, it's very difficult for people not to go, ah, you're French. So Tai Chi is the same. You'll notice Master Lock tends to finish level with his waistline because that directs the energy back into the Dandian. As I say, the Chen family tends to finish level with the base of the body to help to seal in the energy underneath the Dandian, if you like, at the Wei Yin point, at the base of the body. But the concept is similar. It's just bringing energy to center, sealing in energy, helping you retain the energetic good stuff from the practice. So if you see me stopping in this form here, that's force of habit. It's actually Chen style. The prescribed way is to finish level with the base of the body. But nothing bad will happen if you mix up your genres. It's just, you know, it's nice to honor the system that you're doing at the time. Sometimes you get teachers with conflicting information, and the rule of thumb is do what the teacher in the room tells you to do at the time. And that's, you know, that's a nice way. In your own time, when you're training, you can decide if there's conflicting information, which one you want to go with. It's, as I say, it's like flavors of ice cream. It's all ice cream. It's all yummy. It's just different aspects expressed in different ways. Okay, so let us now have a look at the whole form with turns, and I'm going to do the back view. I find once we start going left and right, mirroring gets very confusing because I'm going like this and you'd be going like this, and it's a bit much for the poor old brain to cope with. So we're going to show back view, but I will talk you through and use everything we've just done. It's all exactly the same. We're just now turning quarter turn, quarter turn. Let's give it a go. See what happens. Don't worry if you get lost. If all else fails, just sit and relax and watch. But give it a go. Ready? We lengthen up. Deep breath and calm it down. Listen behind. And fingers pressed to the floor. We release, belly, hips, knees, and open left. We float up. And relax down. Now, just as you have been doing, we circle to the right to scoop up to the left. We release to the left, lifting the right toes, turn on the heel. Feeding the weight forwards, left foot in and expand forwards. Circle, down and back, and feed the weight forwards, make a bar across. Relax to center, expand, and bring the right side through. Now I'm going to step back just so I'm not a dot on your screen. So we're going to make right hand in fist, left palm turns, relax fist into palm, stretch it out, and stamp. Release, expand the ball, and the left toes lift to turn to your left. Feed the weight forwards and step forwards right. Change arms. Feed the weight forwards, step left. Change arms. Feed the weight forwards, step right. Now, find your back left corner, turning the palms left hand in fist. And you're going to punch to the corner. Right hand to body. Now release and bring the right hand forwards and the left hand facing in. Feed the weight back, circling the arms down to your left. Let them roll over. Feed the weight forwards into your right. I'm just going to step so that you can see clearer. And fill the hands with your little Charleston rotation, filling your hands, filling your back. Relax to center. 5 steps back. The right hand swings to the corner first. Step back left. Turn to the left, draw in, step back right. Turn towards the front and draw in, step back. Turn towards the back, draw in, step back. Now we need one more step. You may need to shift in your space. So we turn to the front, draw in, and we step the left toes down. We turn the heel in and sweep your left hand round in a hook. Chop, right toes turn in. So you've chopped towards your left side. Slight turn to your left, release the arms, and turning on your right heel, feed forwards to face front and step down. Shifting the weight. This time we bring the right foot a little bit across, behind. Heel in, weight back. Release your left toes, the arms come up and over, and very importantly, everything sinks. Relax down. Release your front foot and take a more comfortable step. Find your back corner, right hand into fist this time, relax to center and punch. Good, release. Everything gets smaller, open the fist and feeding the weight back, press the arms apart. Right arm up. Lift your left toes, turning on the heel, feeding the weight through, bring the right side through. And again, we have our hammer punch, right hand in fist, into left hand, stretch it, stump, release, float up, breathing in, calming down, breathing out, and we finish level with the base of the body. We think of sealing in that good energy. Point to the floor, float up, filling right, empty left, and close. Let's recover, and a heel tap. Excellent. Well done. Okay. So if you use this video, revise using the mirrored, just the front view to see where the hands are, to see the body angles, all the rest of it. And then you can use the transliteration on the YouTube thing to see where we start doing the sideways version. It's exactly the same moves, just with a little bit more of a turn than you get. It's interesting, isn't it? It's more interesting than just facing the same way all the time. All right, let's have one more go. And this time, again, I'm going to be quiet. I just want you to see if your body memory helps you and just give it a go. And what's the worst that can happen? You can end up doing freestyle Tai Chi, which is perfectly acceptable. It's part of the range of Tai Chi repertoire, as in just keep your posture, keep relaxing, keep breathing, and move any old way until you catch the thread and then continue. So just can't go wrong, really. Let's give it a go. Deep breath. Calming down. And begin. Left hand and fist, punch. Five steps back. Sweep and chop. Turn to the front. Very well done, everyone. Good stuff. So we have 5 minutes left. I'd like to finish with a wee relaxation. So if you'd like to grab your chair, please. You should see what I can see, my little visual aid skeleton that I had at the beginning. He stands on a pole, but it screws in, and he came off his pole. So now he's sitting in my dad's chair looking at me. It's very strange. Anyway, let's rub our hands together, please. And we're going to start at the top, and we're going to do a little brush downwards. So earlier we worked on lymph work, and this is a continuation of that. We're going to do brush work down towards the main drain. Good. So actually normally in Tai Chi at the end we go down to the fingertips, but today we're going to brush up the arms and down to the main drain. 3 times brush up, and try and make sure you get at least 1 round on each surface to the main drain. And on the other side, brush up. Now, remember I said you start at the top and work your way down, but this is more general sweeps. So we can start at the fingertips, just generally guiding the energy back. Now let's go to the platysma. That's the big muscle at the front of the neck. Lift the chin and gently drain downwards. Good. And again. This is the one I really need to do to help unclog. Very good. Let's go down from the main drain. We go down and let's go around the belly and gently up. And again, down and around and up. Gently up. One more time. Emphasis on the down. Around and up. Very well done. This time we go down the front and we bring the hands round the back and gently brush down over the kidneys. Now it's up to you how you do this. Start at the top, we brush down. If it's more comfortable, you can use the back of your hands to brush down over your kidneys. Back up to the chest, we go down around. Whichever way the palms are comfortable, brush the kidneys. Very good. And it's as if we're going to put on leggings. We're going to start at the feet and gently relax the foot down and let the arms brush up. Let's do that 3 times. Lift just as high as you can and put on leggings or trousers. One more time. Lift, relax your foot. So if you can only lift a little bit, that's fine. If you can't lift your leg, you just start wherever you can. That's fine. On the other side, please lift and relax the leg down as you put on leggings. Gently brush. And again, hold and relax down. Good. One more time. Very good. Good. And a little shake out. Shaking is just very, very useful for getting the energy flowing. It's quite nice, again, to do one side at a time. So let's place one hand on the lap, lengthen up, and gently arc to one side. And we're going to do a combination of a shake and a twist. And the idea with this is to be very, very loose. We're not holding, it's a kind of freestyle shake and twist. Breathe and think of the muscles, all the soft tissues loosening and falling off the bone. Good. Back to center with a breath. In, place that hand to the lap, down to the other side, and very gently shake and twist. Good. Breathe, please, as you think of softening, loosening, melting. Good. Deep breath. Relax to center. Can you extend one leg a little bit and think of doing the same thing? So you're twisting, think of twisting and shaking a little bit all at the same time. Just give everything a wobble. If I sit back a bit, you can see it maybe a bit clearer. You're just kind of wobbling everything. Nice and soft, very gentle, doesn't have to be a big movement. Think of all the muscles melting and falling off the bone. Good, and relax that leg in. Bring the other leg a little bit out, make sure the knee is still slightly bent, and a little think of twisting and shaking a little bit at the same time. Think of all the muscles falling off the bone. Good. Gently, gently does it. If it hurts, if it scares you, leave it out. Good. And rest. Now plant your feet to the floor, please. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Deep breath. And sigh through your body. Let go. Just for a moment, let your breath flow, listening to your body. Good. Guide your hands to cover your center. Hug your elbows gently in. Keep breathing. Feeling into your belly, breathing into your belly. Feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for our special health focus. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do play with these concepts. Have a go at rubbing down your sternum, getting between your ribs and just opening out the muscles a little bit, giving a draw across underneath the armpits just to help that lymph drain and flow. I look forward to seeing you next time. Let's take right hand in fist, left hand straight together and press forwards. Thank you. And happy World Tai Chi Day.